Well, welcome back to Life Journey Production Studios. My name is Keith, and in this video, we're going to unbox an incredible new webcam. That's right, YoloLive has come out with the YoloCam S3. It is a 4K 30 frames per second web camera, and it is supposed to have DSLR-like quality. So let's check it out, unbox it right now, and then we'll run it through its test and see if all of they're saying and everything that's going on the internet about this camera right now is true. So let's take a look. So here it is on my desk, and we are going to unbox it. So let's just get this paper off here. Now, this was sent over to me from YoliLiv, and I'm looking forward to taking a look. I am under no obligation to do a review, but if it's as good as they say it is, then obviously this will be on my page. So there's the front of the box. There's the side of the box. There is the back, and there is the other side. So let's open this up. It's got the seal right here. So let's get out of the box and see. That's it in there. Got two boxes. So let's unbox this first. You've got the USB-C cable and a nice little plastic bag with the adapter. Also in here is the card. And that's it with that box. And that's a plain box, no information on there. So this is the little starting guide. And then there's the barcode to get started with this. We'll snap on that and download the software, but you can see this is instructions. And then AI-powered 4K live streaming camera. So, and again, it comes with this USB-C cable, and we will open it up. Now, for the testing, we will definitely use this and the USB-A 3.2 adapter, because this definitely goes from USB-C to USB-A. So we'll unwrap this. So you can see the length of the cord, not quite a full stretch on my arms. Now, this camera has some cool features, so let's get it out of here. Here is the camera. And it's nicely built. We will peel this off of there. And you can take a look at the camera here. You see it says right on here, 1/1.3, that's the sensor size. On that side and this side, it says f1.85. And let's get the holder out of the box. And here is the holder. It's adjustable that way. It's adjustable this way. It's got a 1/4-20 on the bottom. And this tells you it's going to magnetize this way. So there is landscape. And there is portrait mode. So it's a nice size, hefty little camera. But let's plug it in and see how it works. Again, this is the USB-C port right here. So plug that in. It does just barely clear. So you could put this on your monitor like this. And then if you needed to, you could shoot down on your desk, which is, I'm sure that's why this adapter is designed that way. Again, it magnetizes on here, and then this will tilt completely over and forward. It's a good little holder. Okay, the question we've all been waiting for, is the YoloCam S3 the same quality as a DSLR? Now, it sounds nearly impossible, right? Well, let's do this. With this picture on the screen, you pick a picture that you think is the DSLR and the one that you think is the YoloCam S3. Now, I'm in this set like I normally am in every one of my live streams, so we'll cut back to this is my DSLR camera that I'm on right now. This is not the YoliLive YoloCam S3, which is a webcam. It is a 4K webcam, and they say it is every bit as good as a DSLR. So again, back to the side-by-side. You decide which one is which. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna bring the software over. I'm projecting the YoloCam S3 from OBS into my RodeCaster video, not direct, so I can use the color science and side by side make color corrections. So let me drag the software in, and survey says, yeah, this shot in the frame that you're seeing right now on the right-hand side is the YoloCam, right, S3. And it is, out of these two pictures right now, in reality, it's the one I like the best. Now, I got a chance to use this software. You can see my settings. I have it set for 16:9. I can turn the camera over and use it for portrait shooting, and you would click right here. You can see it's set for 30 frames per second. They call it hertz. You can't change that right now because I'm using it, but you can see that I have the sharpness set at -6. I have contrast set at 50. I have saturation set at 35. I've got this lens shading correction on. Let's go off with it and back on with it. And I actually like that. It's great technology. Then I have the focus set. And right now the focus is set to face detection. And you have 3 options, and I'll cover the software a little bit, but these are 3 options, and I have it for face detection because that's what's on my camera, so I want to stay in focus. I can zoom in and out. Right now I'm set at 52 millimeter. It starts at 50, so if I take it all the way out, you can see it go all the way out, and I can come all the way in, and this is right from the sensor. This is cropping. This zoom is only taking from what I understand, the 1080 P is the max, and that's how close you would be if I was at 1080p, but this is outputting at 4K. So I'm pulling it back, and I'll pull it back into the frame where it was, and that's at 51. We're going to crank it back up to 52 so it matches the frame. So then below that, I have the AI, and this will, if I click on this, it'll make its own setting. I don't want to do that because I spent an hour and a half correcting the colors to make it look as close to my regular Canon EOS R. So again, I can mess with my Canon and change the colors in it, but I kind of like this shot that you can see on the left but I like the sharpness and kind of the crispness of the YoloCam S3 on the right of this frame. So I can change. I have it set for manual. I have it at 320 ISO and at 1/60th of a second because I'm shooting at 30 frames. So, and then I can scroll down even further here and I can correct the white balance. And I do have some white balance correction on here. And then I can go down and actually mess with the colors on the bottom of the white balance, but I'm actually moving the sliders. So I got the color temperature at 4750 Kelvin. I have this setting that it doesn't give me a English version of that, so I don't have a clue what it is. I have it set for 71, the blue offset at 13, the red offset. So I'm sure this is the yellows, but I don't know why. It must be a update that they need to do in the software. But again, I can also go in here and change the colors, though you have to log in to do that. And I can go into scenes, and I'm able to choose all of these different color calibrations that I've created. These are all different color calibrations. I think this is the one I'm using right now, but I'll save one more time before I make any changes. But I could go to all these different colors and have them saved. Again, you have to log in to the software online to be able to use the scene safe as well as the color correction, I believe. So again, there's the color selection. Says long press, fast, and professional. So if I click on professional right now, there is a question on the right-hand side, so we'll skip that for right now. Let me drag this back over. Sorry about the numbers on the screen. It says switching color correction mode will reset the adjusted data. I do not want to do that. So we're going to leave the color exactly the way it is. So again, side by side, here's a close-up of the two cameras. This is my DSLR, and this is the YoloCam S3. So again, it's a little brighter, crisper. I dialed down the sharpness, but I really like it. This is kind of a muted. It's a little darker behind me, but I kind of like this picture as well. Again, it's, in my opinion, it does look very good quality. It's amazing that we're in a time and a period in the world today where the technology of these cameras for $200, which is around the retail cost of the YoloCam S3. Now, they did provide it for me, and I did not make any commitments to do a review. I said if I didn't like the camera, I'd send it back. But I do really like the camera. I am now doing this video. I hope you like this video as well. This is a 24-70 2.8, and I have it set for a f-stop of 6 to get these two shots as close as possible, because that seems to be about the same blur background. So keep that in mind if you are using the YoloCam S3. It doesn't have the same bokeh that you're going to get from this lens, which will go down to 2.8. I have a 50 millimeter prime lens. It isn't a zoom lens, and it'll go down to even lower than that. And then you wouldn't see any kind of detail behind me. But I wanted you to see it. You can also see that I am in the software, the multi-view for the RodeCaster video, which I'm testing right now in studio, and I'll have videos here on the channel for that. And also the S3 can be used as a camera inside your RodeCaster video. So I'm testing these presets to make sure that I get this color look. Again, this is the S3. I want to get this look when I'm using it inside my RodeCaster video because I can't make any adjustments. So having a preset saved and making sure that this preset works inside my RodeCaster video as a uncompressed webcam input. And again, this is a webcam. There is no buttons on it. You can see the unboxing right here in this video. It's just got a USB-C port in it. You can set it portrait or landscape because it has a magnet on the mount, and you just turn it, and then you change those settings inside the software. And we'll go deeper in the software, but I wanted you to see this side-by-side comparison with my Canon EOS R on the left-hand side of the frame and the S3 on the right-hand side of the frame. And it's not exactly the frame setup, but I got it as close as I can. These cameras are side by side. That alone took a while. So yeah, this is perfectly acceptable as a camera in a studio. And again, I have lights, I'm lit up, I have hair lights, I have side lights, I have fill lights. And so if you want that kind of a warmer feel, you can go in and change the colors and set it how you want. But again, this is kind of where I decided I like this picture. Again, I have no complaints of this webcam picture right here of the S3. So YoliLive, yes, you did a great job, and I would recommend this as a camera. Who is it for? Anybody that doesn't need a gimbal. You just need a camera set up in your studio. You can go portrait or landscape. That's a lot easier with a YoloCam S3 than it is with my DSLR, my mirrorless Canon EOS R. A lot harder to set it up portrait in a studio than it is to just flip this camera and have it ready to go portrait if that's the kind of videos that you need to make. Again, they're not going to perform the same in low light, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what happens when I lower the lights. Now, I have my camera set on automatic ISO, so we're going to kill the lights right now. We're going to go back to that view, and then we're going to kill the main studio lights. And there they are side by side. So this is in a low light situation. My camera is now adjusting. It's set for auto ISO. It's going to bring me into as close to focus as it can, but obviously it's blowing out the background, and I would have to make the same changes in the YOLO camera, the YoloCam S3. So let's go ahead and play with the ISO settings. So I'm going to bring it up. I'm at 320 ISO right now. So I'm bringing this up to where it comes close to matching. That is pretty close, somewhere right there. So that is 4,000. And let me take it all the way up to the max. It will go all the way up to 1,280. And you can see I'm washed out. It's blown out. Let me bring it back until I look pretty good. So that's the low light performance. So pretty stinking amazing that it has that kind of low light performance. So let's turn the lights back on. Let's let both cameras adjust. I'm going to crank this down to 320 again. There we go. And my camera will slowly come down. So again, you make the decision, you make the call. Do you like the S3 on the right-hand side, or do you like the Canon EOS R on the left-hand side? It's your judgment, but I wanted you to see that this is a great camera, and I think it would be a perfect addition to anybody's studio if you're just looking for another camera, or if you want to use this as your main camera. Now, you can't change the lens. It has a set aperture. You can bring it further or closer to you. You can zoom in and not lose any resolution because it's all zooming in and cropping on the sensor. So again, if 4x zoom works in your studio, or a 50 mil can be far enough away to get you the shot you want to. Now this shot is shot of that camera, the S3. So again, I can get the same look in my studio from where my camera is side by side. So I have the YoloCam S3 as close as I can to get to the same lens distance away from me. Again, and here they are side by side, the YoloCam and my Canon EOS R. And again, this is a little warmer, and I could change the color temperatures in the YoloCam S3 as well. But this is the kind of the picture I settled on because I feel like it really shows off the sharpness and the quality you can get from this. And I can even bring the sharpness down even more. Find the sharpness here. Let's bring the sharpness down even a little more. And then let's compare those two shots again. And again, I can change the saturation. So let's bring the saturation up just a little bit. And that's a little closer to the same saturation. Let's get the software out of the way here. And let's do a side by side again. So you compare it. I warmed it up a little bit. It still seems pretty sharp. I can go down, I'll go down all the way on sharpness. As that I can go. It looks like -9 as far as I can go on the sharpness. And obviously I could change the sharpness on my main image. I keep it pretty well flat. I don't like a lot of sharpness. I like that warmth. I don't need all the skin detail in my older face. So a great camera. Back to the YoloCam S3. Very good quality, very good camera, does really good in low light, has great ISO. I love the aperture. It still gives you some blur. You see, the closer I get to the shot, the more it'll focus on me and the background will blur. So if you want to go in tighter, you can and get more blurred background. But where I'm sitting, it's pretty crisp all the way to the back of the room. But this would be perfectly fine in this studio. Just realize that you're going to be, if you're really close to a wall, and I'm probably about 12 feet away from that back corner, my guess. And so if you're going to be closer to a wall, it's going to be a lot sharper than what you see on the shelf behind me. So again, here is the YoloCam S3, and here is my EOS R, and the YoloCam is a little brighter. And again, I really like this picture. So I may actually use this camera live in my next live stream. And I hope you will join me on Tuesdays as we talk about live streaming tech here on the channel at 4 p.m. Washington State time. If you're considering a webcam for your main camera in your studio, then you may just decide that you would like to invest in the YoliLive YoloCam S3. So again, YoliLive, you did a great job with the YoloCam S3, and I'm impressed, and I'm not easily impressed. That's why I have invested in the cameras that I have in my studio. But this camera is definitely a nice webcam, and the nicest webcam I have in my studio. And again, uncompressed video, so it will work with the new RodeCaster video, which is really cool. Well done, YoloLive. I'm Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios, and I hope to see you in the next video right here on the channel.